Yeah, so my history with Pastor Joey is kind of long, but I'm going to keep it short. So I was first his student ever since I was in 7th grade. And then as time went on, my hair got longer and really bad. And then he took me for my first haircut. And now I've kept like this for, 10, 15 years. So that's cool. And then I was able to be a leader under him in Excel. And now I'm on the church leadership team. And now I'm on his team in a different way.
So I've known Pastor Joey since 2007. I was 11 at the time. Now I'm 28. So you do the math. At the time, he was a youth leader at Excel, and now he's obviously our senior pastor here at Belmont. So that's just like a testament to like his faithfulness and dedication to God's calling on his life. It's been so cool to just like see his growth and see his commitment here at Belmont. One of my favorite memories, most memorable, and I know he knows exactly what I'm talking about, is there was a period in my life where I kind of like walked away from the Lord. I was going through a lot of things, and I had stopped coming to church. I stopped coming to Excel for about a year. At some point, I just decided to come back. Looking back now, it was definitely, the Lord calling me back home. But I remember it was Thursday night. I came back to Excel. I was late, and I came in during worship, and I tried to like hide in the back. I didn't want to be seen by anyone. I didn't even know if I wanted to still be here. But of course, PJoey saw me right away, and I just saw him like beeline for me, and he just embraced me in like the biggest bear hug, and we both broke down. We're over there crying, and I just knew that I was home, and I knew that it was where I needed to be, and that I was where people loved me. So yeah, thank you, PJoey.
I've known Pastor Joey for over 21 years now. Back when we were both teenagers, he was actually still a student in Excel, and I was a brand new leader in the ministry. So we have quite the history together, and obviously we've come a long way since then. In our serving together at Excel Ministry, Pastor Joey and I had some history. He wasn't Pastor Joey back then, he was just Joey. We were serving together volunteer basis, but Pastor Joey and I kind of always went a little bit above and beyond than most of our peers. We were coming in even in off time from Excel, irregular hours, to just kind of serve, give of our time, just learn to be around our mentors, and just whatever we can do for God, whatever we can do for the ministry. We just wanted to make ourselves available, and so we did a lot of learning and growing that way. But obviously a critical and a sort of a pivotal point for both of us was when Pastor Joey was given the mantle of the lead youth pastor here at Excel, here at Belmont. And I was brought on as his full-time youth administrator. And so thus began our professional work history together within the ministry and things. And of course, we've grown and through a number of phases, and we've stood in each other's weddings and things like that, and we've had a lot of history together. But that was probably one of the big things, is obviously coming on staff together, and it's been an honor to serve in those capacities with him.
One word of encouragement that I would have for you, Pastor Joey, is keep doing what you're doing. Keep listening to God, because what God is speaking to you and what you are doing with this church is working. And we are so appreciative of everything that you're doing. So thank you so much.
A word of encouragement that I could give to Pastor Joey is to just keep going. Obviously, your history here at Belmont is something to show for. You have been committed to the church, to the ministry. I know that it can get tiring at times, and I know that as life gets more hectic, obviously like with your family and your children, and just more responsibilities of being lead pastor, it can be a lot. But there are people here who love you, who have stood by you, and who are cheering you on.
In our long history together, and especially starting so young and serving in so many different capacities together, I've had the unique perspective of knowing Pastor Joey on multiple levels and seeing a lot of things from a unique perspective that perhaps a lot of other people didn't. You know, and in all transparency, in the early days, you know, things weren't always the easiest, but we definitely did a lot of amazing things. And it's just been incredibly moving to see how God has taken who Pastor Joey is, those great qualities about him, and maybe even some of the things that, you know, were a little rough around the edges, and how God has honed him into such a powerful tool and such an anointed minister of the gospel, and has been able to impact so many people, not just within Belmont, not just within our immediate community, but around the state, around the country, even internationally. To see the growth of Pastor Joey has just been an amazing honor. And I just want to encourage you, Pastor Joey, to keep it up, to keep going, to allow God to do so many more things in your life. And exciting to see you now with your own children, the miracle of your own children. And I'm excited to see that next generation being raised up literally and spiritually.
Well, what's up, Belmont Assembly of God? This is Pastor John, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I just want to take a time to say what's up and happy Pastor's Appreciation to my good friend, Pastor Joey Silva. I'm so proud of him and how far God has brought him and what God has been doing in his life as he leads you. And church, this is a time to appreciate your pastor, to love on him, let him know that he is loved, he is valued, and he is greatly appreciated. I mean, I remember meeting Joey and having conversations with him in the Brickyard. Come on, somebody. And now seeing how far God has brought him from just a simple, small word, 3 letters, yes. The impact that yes can make in somebody's life when they just say yes to following Jesus, yes to the Great Commission, yes to his vision and plan for their life. It's just a powerful word, 3 small letters, yes. And you are blessed because of one man who said yes to the mission that God had for him. Joey, I want you to know that I am so proud of you, of how far that you have come, but how far you have allowed God to take you. You have stayed humble and you have stayed confident. Church, you need to hear me. You have a global leader on your hands and in your midst. And I am so excited to see what God does, but what God is going to continue right there in the great city of Chicago and in the church, Belmont Assembly of God. Pastor Joey, you are loved, you are valued, and you are greatly appreciated. I love you.
Well, Pastor Joey was here when I came in 2003. He was already in our youth ministry, helping out, and eventually became one of the leaders in our youth ministry. And that's how I began to know him. Now, Pastor Joey came on my radar because Pastor John, our youth pastor at that time, told me about him and felt that the hand of God was upon his life. So it was Pastor John who first bore witness that God's hand was on Pastor Joey's life. And so I went along with that and said, let's develop him then. And Pastor John began to disciple him and to mentor him. And my role came in more as a background until the time came where Pastor John was transitioning out of Belmont, and he recommended that I strongly consider to bring Pastor Joey on as our youth pastor, which I did. As I brought Pastor Joey on, and he began to do a tremendous job at Excel, I soon began to see that the call of God on his life was much more than just youth ministry. And as I began to pray as to who would replace me one day, the Lord spoke to my heart and said, it should be Pastor Joey. So I began to pour into him everything that I knew about ministry to help him along. He was like a sponge, really soaking in everything. And I really, truly began to see God's faithfulness in bringing me here to raise up the next generation of leaders. And he was already here And basically all I did was just nudge him along in the direction he should go, because God was already with him. And I'd like to end with this thought, to give him a word of encouragement. David at one point wanted to build a temple for God. The prophet came to him and told him, do whatever is in your heart, for God is with you. Pastor Joey, I know you want to build up Belmont, be a strong church. I know that you want to see God's glory honored in such a wonderful way, and I thank God for that. And I'm here to share with you, do whatever is in your heart to do here at Belmont. God is with you. And I'd like to say, we're also all with you. We appreciate you, your ministry. We appreciate Cicely and all that you guys are going to do here at Belmont. And we are with you 100%. God bless you.